Hello and welcome back to another episode of Bantz with Lawrencia. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing great. Now for today's episode, we're going to be talking about Israel DMW. If you don't know Israel, he is Davido's logistic manager. Now we're just sitting and minding our business. Israel and his wife Sheila decided to bring their matters to social media in-laws for us to discuss and weigh in on the issue that is going on between them. So if you don't know, Israel and his wife Sheila, they married last year October. They met February last year and then they got married in October. Very big wedding, lavish wedding. And Israel came online to say that one of the reasons why he married his wife was because she was a virgin. And everybody was like, wow. At that point, Sheila was 21 at that point. So people were like, wow, Sheila, you are a virgin. So this is very good. Now, Israel was so happy that he got a virgin. By the way, Israel is 41 years old. So 20 years gap in between these two people. But Israel wanted a virgin. So he got a virgin. He paid the bride price. They did a lavish wedding, started living together. Now, I think middle of this year, probably June, July, Lover shared a post where he said that Israel and his wife, they were having issues, marital problem, that Sheila has actually moved out of the house. Israel came online and debunked the whole thing, saying that Lover was lying. Why would people wish them bad and all that? Even with the online in-laws were like, this is ridiculous. These people just got married. It's not even up to 8 months that they are married. So why would their marriage be in trouble? Like, definitely this is not true. So that was the whole thing. Love actually said that they were going to give a full detail of the breakup. That was the end of that conversation at that point. So everybody thought, okay, these people, they've moved on with their life, they are newlyweds. It's not even up to a year, so they should be enjoying their marriage together. And as we all know, Davido's side chick Anita was calling him out on social media and all those kind of things. So the heat was on Davido at that point. And then before you know, Choma gave birth to twins. Congratulations to her. So you could see that he's boss. I mean, the thing about this 30 BG gang is that all their marriages have failed, to be honest with you. Davido's cousins, I don't know what's going on. I think the millennials, the millennial guys, I think there's a disconnect somewhere. But I am not going to say the millennial guys because, you know, we're all millennials, and the Gen Zs, some of them are married and their marriage is successful. Anyway, we're just sitting there minding our business, thinking we're trying to solve Mr. Ibu's problem with Jasmine and his wife. We're just still trying to get out of that situation when Israel tweeted or posted a picture of Sheila and said, my wife. Sheila replied and said, God forbid, like in your dreams. So that was all. That went viral because people were thinking, what is going on? I think it was their 1 year anniversary that Israel posted that picture. So people were like thinking, you guys are supposed to be celebrating your 1 year anniversary and your wife Sheila is already saying, God forbid. What is going on? They kind of kept it hush, 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 hush until Israel started posting pictures of his ex-girlfriend saying that, oh, she left him because of 150 naira. I think that was in 2000 or 2001 at that point. But today, you know, what is 150 naira? So the 30 BG gang were reposting those pictures. I think it kind of robbed his wife Sheila in some kind of way. I don't even know who started this online bus. And then Sheila started talking. Sheila said they are no longer together. Israel is abusive. Israel is controlling. Israel will not allow her to go out of the house. That even when she wants to go to the salon, Israel would she would tell Israel that she's going to the salon, and then when she gets there, Israel will tell her, don't come back to the house. and she would just leave everything, because she said, according to her, he has locked her out of the house several times. So she said she would just leave everything and get back home, only to find out that her husband actually locked her out of the house. She said that has happened a lot of time. Now we're still reading what Sheila was posting, because Sheila writes, I give it to her. She sat down, she composed, and she was telling her own side of the story. So Israel started saying his own part of the story. According to Israel, he made Sheila famous. That Sheila did not have any followers on Instagram. That Sheila got with him just to be famous. That now that she has a lot of followers, that she's no longer regarding him, or she no longer wants to be married to him. That her parents were asking him for money. Israel produced receipts where he sent money to the parents, saying that they are deacon and deaconesses of one church like that, winners, I think. And he was calling them out, basically saying that they were responsible for the marriage breakup. Sheila, on the other hand, came out and said that is not true. Israel is just trying to get sympathy from people. That yes, she was a virgin when they met. They met during a church service. He asked for her number and she refused, because she was thinking, okay, she according to her, she said she didn't even know who Israel was at that point. So she refused to give Israel the number. Israel actually went through the dad to get her number, presented all the whole church certificates and everything, saying that he's a very attentive member of the church, that he has done all the whole program and everything. So I think the dad spoke to Sheila and they kind of set up something and they started dating. They dated, I think they met in January, and in October they were already married. So Sheila said she did not even want to get married to Israel at that point. She said she wanted them to date for some time before they get married. But Israel was, he's 41 years old. He was thinking, okay, I just want to get married. I want to have children. I am settled now and all that. I think he was in that phase. He just wanted to get married. So, but you're getting married to somebody who is 20, 21, and they're telling you, okay, let us date. And anyway, the long and short story is that the cause of the marriage breakup is money, because Israel was accusing the parents and Sheila of saying that he should bring their so the wedding that they had, the people sprayed them money, bundles of money. And then Sheila wanted to know what the money was used for. The parents wanted their own share. According to Israel, the parents wanted share of that money, but Israel was like, he had to use the money to settle, because it was in a very lavish wedding. That Davido attended the wedding. Davido had to cancel a $140,000 show to attend the wedding, and he had to charter private jets of about $30,000. So Israel was just calling money. But one thing that he said, that Sheila said, was that he was being a slave to Davido, that he should start something for himself. He shouldn't just rely on begging Davido for money, that he could do something for himself. He could start something, start a business just to get busy, instead of always begging his boss, Davido, for money. That did not sit well with Israel, because no man would be happy when you call them a slave, whether to their boss or to anything. Israel was not happy. I think that was the genesis of the breakdown of that marriage. And I think, according to Sheila, it happened in November. So you look at this whole thing, the internet, everybody is divided, because we have some people supporting Sheila. We have some people supporting Israel. We have some people supporting Davido. Like, the whole thing is just everybody giving their own opinion. And I'm like, listen, I am going to give my own opinion on this, because this is as a result of two people who got married without discussing finances. I always say this: finances is it's not about you getting money or that person. How do you want to spend your money? How does your partner see you? Because at this point, Israel got married to somebody who is 20 years younger than himself. So obviously he would think that, oh, he's going to be making all the decisions. She will just sit down there like a trophy wife, do nothing. But you got married to somebody who was, according to her, she was a beauty queen. She had an endorsement deal. She was already working, making her own money. Israel said no, that she was broke, that he bought her the first iPhone that she used, he bought her human hair, he was just listing. I just sat down, I'm like, these people did not have a conversation before this marriage. They did not talk about money. They did not talk about finances. They did not even discuss how the home is going to be run. Even children, because according to Sheila, Israel was accusing her of taking pills to not get pregnant, and she was like, she had hormonal imbalance. She had to go to the hospital. They said she had high level of prolactin, and that was making her not to get pregnant. But Israel was insisting that, it was just ridiculous, the whole reason why the marriage was ending. But you look at this whole thing, Israel, although he's 41, I think he's not. Maturity is not about age. You can create a mumu brand and that will be your brand, but don't let that get into your private life. But most times what we see on camera, especially these comedians, what you see is what you get. We are just realizing that with Mr. Ibu, John Okafor, who was always acting, I don't even know how to call it, but that was actually John Okafor. Yes, he was interpreting a script, but the way he was interpreting it was based on his character. That's we can see. So Israel, a lot of people are defending Israel, saying that, why would Sheila want to change Israel? That why would you get married to somebody and not want that person to influence you in any way? That does not make sense. But I think that conversation should have happened before that marriage, which is, you just sit down. Okay, you're engaged. Sit down with your partner. Discuss how are we going to spend this money? How are we going to raise our children? What is your 5-10 years goal? What would you like me to do? Would you like me to be a housewife? Are you comfortable for me to do this, do that? Because Israel was complaining that he doesn't want her to work. He would never open a business for her. He would, Israel got married to a virgin, but he was calling the friend Ashewo. So I was like, hey, your wife was a virgin, but you will not even allow her to go out. Is it now that she's married to you that she would now want to go out and start doing things that she did not do when she was single? Before you marry anybody, it might be a very difficult conversation. Yes, that has ended a whole lot of engagements, relationship, but it is better to end it at that point than to get married. Thank God kids are not even involved with this whole Israel thing. But it is better to end it at that point than to get married to somebody and then families are involved and then the whole drama is online now on social media. If they had a broken engagement, I don't think it would be as serious as this, because Israel spent a whole lot of money because according to Sheila, she was not carried along. At some point, she was asking Israel if he was getting married to his wedding planner. I think Israel just had a very okay, I want to be celebrated. My oga should come to my wedding. Like if Davido comes to your wedding. I don't think Israel was planning the marriage. Israel planned the wedding to the T and it was a success. But then in the marriage, I don't think any of them sat. I can't even blame her. She's 21 years old. You understand? So if a 41 years old man is getting married, I think at that point he should have realized that, okay, and I am getting married to somebody who has not even experienced, who has not dated. But that person have an idea of what relationship is based on, let's say, her parents. That was why the parents are very influential in that relationship or influential to her as a person, because she has not dated. The only example of a relationship that she knows is her parents, so she's always going to go back to her parents. If let's say she has dated 1, 2, 3 people, then she would have seen, okay, this is how people are different. The way I will approach this person will be different from the way I will approach this other person. But that experience she did not have. So she had to rely on her parents. And now Israel is trying to sue the parents, saying that the parents were, were the problem. Listen, hey. Anybody that bring their matter on social media will sit down and talk. Every one of us will have our own family drama. But the person that brings it to social media is the one that will sit down and talk. This is very common in a whole lot of relationship, in a whole lot of marriages, in a whole lot of family, because people don't sit down. And because they will tell you, oh, if you sit down and talk, he may leave me, or he may not be happy with me, or he may pick somebody else. Why don't you have that conversation so that he can go and pick the person that suits what he wants? Now Israel is saying that, oh, Sheila deceived him. Sheila did this. He was busy cursing Sheila online, raining curses on him, just because Sheila said, don't be a slave to Davido. Get something doing for yourself. Do something else. I understand Sheila completely. I understand exactly the position she is. I used to date this guy who, he was okay, was renting, but not, in the UK, you see a whole lot of younger people renting, a house and then sharing with other people. But he was not sharing with anybody. He was driving, he has a job. So I was thinking, okay, this is a starting point, because he wanted something serious. So I was thinking, okay, this is a starting point. We can build with this. Because as a human being, I also have my expectation. I also have what I want out of a relationship. I also know what I want to do with my life in the next 5-10 years. So I was thinking, okay, I can build with this person. We can start from somewhere. Lo and behold, when we started talking seriously, I sat down. I was like, okay, we need to talk about finances. Where are you at with your finances? What is happening? I realized that he was living paycheck to paycheck just to maintain, everything that you're thinking is okay. It was actually just smoke screen. He was taking credit cards to do all these things. And I was thinking, why are you doing all these things? And this person was working almost 7 days a week, so that they could meet up. Even with the 7 days a week was still a challenge. Let's go out for dinner. That's a problem, because they have to plan, let's say 2 months in advance to even fit that budget in going. So I was like thinking, listen, okay, let's create a plan. If this is actually going to work, why don't you cut down? Somebody can move in with you to share the bills. Give up your car. You can always buy later. But right now you're trying to sort out these finances. We're trying, let's sort this out first. Omo. He looked at me and said, why am I being manipulative? I said, manipulative. I was so shocked. I was surprised, but it was very important that we had that conversation at that time, because it showed me that this relationship is not going anywhere. That was the end of that relationship. This is somebody I was thinking, okay, advice. Just like Sheila, she said he's a slave, not necessarily a slave, but I understand what she was trying to tell him. Like, if anything happens to Davido now, today, you are jobless and you are koboless. Because for you to have extra money, you have to go and beg your boss. You have to rely on handouts. You are literally a slave to him. I understand what she was trying to say, but because of that word, slave, I think it was too harsh. You called me a slave. It kind of rubbed on his ego, but that was the fact. So I understand what Sheila was trying to do for her husband, but he did not get it. In the next, let's say 10-15 years, he would appreciate the fact that Sheila actually told him this. And I am happy that people are actually talking to him, because a whole lot of men are also coming out to support Sheila, to say that Sheila is only advising you to do something else or do something by the side. Start a business, start selling socks, start selling cufflinks, start selling cap. Just, you don't have to rebrand or anything. You can partner with somebody that is not in Nigeria and do something that, okay, if you don't want a warehouse in Nigeria, you can always do something. Davido has fans all over the world. If he posts that on his page, that's it. People will start patronizing you. You are not just getting money as, Davido's this thing, but you're also getting money. Your wife, she can manage that. But Israel was saying that he would never open a business for the wife. While I know they finish you before you get married. Sit down, talk about finances. Sit down, talk about how monies are going to be spent. Sit down, talk about, is this going to be a partnership or is it going to be do your own, I do my own? That has to be understood before getting into, so that you align. Financial alignment is very important, very, very necessary. You can want a virgin, you can want somebody who is working, but how those monies are spent and how you improve on your family income, you have to align on that. And if you don't align on that, you will come online and be stressing us with the information and details of your marriage breakup. Anyway, I wish Israel and Sheila all the best. I hope they could sit down and actually talk about this, because I don't think any of them is wrong. Israel has every right to be angry that the wife called him a slave. The wife also have every right to tell her husband, this is not working. This is how we can improve our lives. And if the two of them, they cannot come back together and resolve their issue, we wish them all the best in their separate endeavors. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Please like and share. Thank you very much. Bye bye.